Jr., both of them. Butler now switches grooves to the outside. He pulls even with Willie Osmond for the lead. Down the back, McCahey is still third. Then Tanner Jr., Billy Pouch fifth, and Barry Voss is back in sixth. Oh, Gary Butler made some contact with the wall. Now he dropped up on him. Into one, Billy Pouch with a good bite in that third spot. Swings up alongside of Willie Osmond down the back. Darren McCahey falls back to third. Into turn number 3. Oh, Darren McCahey around in turn 3. Brain fade on my part. Willie Osmond and Billy Pouch on the front row. Craig Pondish and Art Adams. Then Gary Butler and Kenny Hammond. Here they come off of 4. Into 1 and 2. Osmond's been getting a great fight on the bottom. Billy's trying to work the far outside as they go down the back. Pouch edges ahead. Let's see if Pouch can get that inside away from Willie Osmond. He does. He's down in the middle, though. Osmond gets that great fight off of 4. Pouch, Osmond, Gary Butler the third. Tim Tanner Jr. up from the rear to 4th now as they go down the back. Pondish is 5th. Darren McCahey trying to get by Voss for the last qualifying spot as they come off of 4. 7 complete, 3 to go. Pouch leads them down the back. Osmond is 2nd, then Gary Butler 3rd. Tanner Jr. 4th. Voss now to 5th. Darren McCahey moves into 6th. Off of 4, McCahey by Voss for the 5th spot. Oh, Pondish is riding the wall down the front chute. Somehow keeps the car going. White flag this time for Billy Pouch as he switches to the inside groove. Willie Osmond is 2nd, then Butler, Tanner, McCahey, and Barry Voss. And Pondish pulling the ill-handling car in after a wall kind of messed the front end up. Here's the checkered flag in hand for Billy Pouch. Sean Carr in the 47, the 13 of Dave Colonia, Bill Muskoski in the M1, Carol Whitehouse in the 90, Kim Cook in the 13, Tony Horner in the 50 plus, and Mick Search in the 14. And Search pulling off the speedway quickly with a problem already in the 14. Green is out. Racing down the back, Brian Nixon, your leader. Corey Fleming by Hewitt for 2nd as they go side by side. Conaway tries to make it 3 wide through 4. Through 1 and 2, Brian Nixon is your leader. Corey Fleming, look at Pat Conaway drive under Fleming and Hewitt in the 2nd. Pat Conaway, your champion last year with a great move to drive by 2 cars. And the 90 of Carol Whitehouse slowing high in turn number 4. Now driving it towards the infield. Tough break for Carol Whitehouse. Maybe the first time she doesn't qualify this year as she parks the car in the infield. Meanwhile, Conaway works on Brian Nixon. Pat Conaway is your new leader. Conaway, Brian Nixon, first time in this car here tonight. Then Corey Fleming. Fleming by Nixon for 2nd now as Nixon falls to 3rd. Corey Fleming jumped on the initial restart, so he will go back 2 spots from wherever he's running. Jim Hewitt is 4th, and Dave Colonia and Joel Quick and Kim Cook in 7th. Remember, 7 to qualify. Down the back here, working on lap number 5. Conaway into 3 and 4. Corey Fleming is 2nd. Then Brian Nixon and Jim Hewitt. Dave Colonia 5th. Kim Cook working on Joel Quick for 6th. Sean Carr is back in the 8th spot. Conaway opening up on the field. Race going non-stop so far. 2 laps to go for Pat Conaway. Well, Fleming will go back at the next yellow. If there are no yellows, he'll go back 2. Right now, he would finish 4th, still qualified, not a big deal. Conaway off of 4 and down the front at the white flag. Fleming, Nixon, Hewitt, Colonia, Quick, and Cook. Sean Carr's almost spinning again, but he's able to keep it going. Here's a checkered flag for Pat Conaway. Well, they finished this as they ran the whole race, basically.
Here's Dominic Buffalino, Gene Stravinsky. 4 to qualify, got to be 4 or better in the green, comes out down the front. They go to turn 1. Lydell in the L car. Papias on the high side. Here comes Buffalino. Stravinsky now. He's on a bubble spot. You got to be 4th or better. Donnie Klein moving up. Scalata now on the bottom trying to get to a qualified spot. Everybody completing lap 1 so far as they go towards turn number 1. Lydell still your leader. Papias on the high side going to take him as they come off of 2. Stravinsky on the bubble. Lydell fighting back on the inside. Papias with a little bit of a push coming off as they come down the front. Scalata now to a qualified spot. He's on the bubble. Stravinsky not going to give up easy as he's alongside of him off of 2. Meanwhile, Buffalino looking for the 2nd spot as they go into turn 3. Scalata back to a qualified spot now as they battle off of 4. Papias your leader on the high side, Buffalino on the low side. Reuter trying to make it to victory lane. That ain't going to do it. Here's Papias, Buffalino, the L car, and then you have Scalata in the 8. Here comes Papias, Buffalino, then you have Scalata and Lydell. They're your 4 qualified cars right now. Lydell trying to work the high side of Scalata as they go down the back. Papias ever so gingerly as he comes off of 4 and he'll lead this lap. Papias your leader, Buffalino 2nd, Scalata is 3rd in the L car, Doug Lydell in the 4th spot. That's how they stand right now. Eppolite still not in a qualified spot, and neither is Larry Archer. And these guys are in the thick of the point battle here. Archer with a right rear flat in the 747. Yellow by spot, Buffalino, Scalata, and Doug Lydell is on the bubble. Eppolite looking to grab that spot from him as they look for the flashy ones green, and they get it as they come down the front. Eppolite going to try and take the high road to get the spot. Let's see if he gets it. Right now off of 2, he noses ahead of Lydell, and he's got the spot. Papias is your leader. Buffalino working the low side, Scalata 2. Meantime, Lydell gets the spot back off Eppolite on the white flag lap. Eppolite working the high side. He's got to get by Lydell for the spot. Meantime, Buffalino on the inside trying to get to Papias. Papias will win it. Buffalino, Scalata, and Doug Lydell. So Eppolite Jr. Marine is out as they come down the front. McClellan, Holston, Mangiello, Geiges now. He gets a little loose. The 94M now streaking up, trying to get the lead. Ain't going to get it done here. The 93 all the way on the top side. Taylor now looking for a qualified spot. 3 wide down the front, and it's McClellan still your leader. Mangiello is 2nd. Holston and Geiges. Taylor Jr. 1 spot out of a qualified spot. Lippincott now working his way up. Everybody slow off of 4, McClellan, Mangiello, Holston, and Lee Taylor Jr. now into a qualified spot, yellow out. Chuck Barker on the backstretch having trouble. Cool, Kevin McElvain's green, and they get it as they come down the front. McClellan, Holston, Mangiello, and now Geiges trying to get the spot back from Lee Taylor Jr. Taylor on the high side, Geiges on the low side. Here comes Lippincott as Taylor moves to 3rd, and he's high, wide, and handsome looking for 2nd. Oh, just a little loose now. Taylor still in the qualified spot up there. Here he comes to third. Good battle for that final transfer spot as Lippincott trying to get underneath the 94.
And he's trying to squeeze under him. Holy cow.
One spot left and everybody wants it as they go towards turn number 1 and 2. Right now, Lippincott has it. Meanwhile, McClellan, Holston, Taylor on the high side. Lippincott is in the final transfer spot. Geiges now trying to come back as Lippincott gets high off the floor, and we got a yellow Priori. McClellan, Holston, Taylor, and Lippincott, they're your 4 cars as of right now. Green is out down the front. Taylor back upstairs. Everybody else in the cellar here. Here we go. Taylor now moving for second. Here comes McClellan, Holston, Taylor now. Meantime, Lippincott having a hard time holding off Geiges, and we got the 94 and the 12, a meeting of the minds off of 4. All right, Green coming back out. Here we go. McClellan, Holston, Taylor, and Lippincott. Geiges ain't going to give up that easy as he switched to the bottom, and he's almost got the spot as they go off of 2. Taylor to second. McClellan holding them off on the bottom. Holston. White flag out. 4th or better is where you got to be. McClellan, a rookie this year, as he holds them off as they come off of 2. Taylor now slightly over Holston, and then you have Lippincott. Lippincott upstairs now. Here they come off of 4 for the last time. Looks like it's going to be McClellan, Taylor, Holston, and Lippincott, and Geiges spinning his provisional. Green is out down the front. Everybody going through one. Edmondson now, and Worthington on the high side takes the lead. Worthington way upstairs is the 56 is second. Then you have the 14 and the 11. Malozar, Hendershot, the last qualified spot, but Tanner Sr. having trouble off of 2. Good battle for second spot. 4 cars, you can put a blanket over them. Meanwhile, Worthington checking out. Here we go. Worthington, Adams, Malozar, Hendershot. Now Vellinger working on the 56, and here comes Kenny Hammond on the outside. Meanwhile, Worthington checking out in the number 6 car. Here comes the 14, trying to get Malozar. Malozar now on the high side, twisting it through 2. And Adams goes underneath. Hendershot, Vellinger, Dupovic now on Hammond, they're the qualified cars. Worthington, smooth as glass and lightning fast as he comes by the flag stand. Here comes Malozar. They're battling for second spot, him and Adams. Hendershot, Vellinger, Hammond. Meanwhile, Worthington ever so gingerly, and we got a car over there in turn 2 to number 6. Malozar tagging cars as of right now as the green comes out down the front. Malozar, second time here, and he's going to lead the Consolation into turn 2. Adams now on the low side. Worthington drops back to 3rd. Vellinger to 4th. 5th is Hendershot. And Dupovic fighting with Hammond here. As they come down the front, 3 wide, Malozar, Worthington, and Adams. They go to turn 1 the same way, coming off of 2. Let's see what we got. Malozar's your leader. Here comes Adams, Worthington fighting back. Vellinger on the high side of Hendershot as he moves to 4th. 5th is Hendershot. 6th spot, and there goes Kenny Hammond. Green is out down the front. Worthington is your leader, bad to the bone through 1 and 2. Adams, Vellinger, then you have Hendershot, Dupovic, and Tanner Sr. They're your qualified cars, and you got a fans provisional. Worthington, your leader, then you have Adams, Vellinger, Hendershot, Dupovic, and Tanner Sr. They're your qualified cars. Senior working on Dupovic, trying to get it done off of 2, and they go side by side down the back. Meanwhile, Worthington holding off the 14 of Adams. Vellinger. Then you have Hendershot 4th. 5th is Tanner Senior and Dupovic on the bubble in the XL1. Worthington high, wide, and handsome down the backstretch. Adams on the low side. Worthington in the middle of the track now. Hendershot sneaks under Vellinger for 3rd. Vellinger's 4th now. 5th is still Tanner Senior. Then you have Dupovic. Bryant Brown keeps her lit. Let's see what happens. No. Tried to keep her lit over there. Tried to do a spinner, couldn't get it done. Cars, as of right now, green is out down the front. Dupovic trying to get the spot back from Tanner Senior as they go into turns 1 and 2. Senior now working, trying to get the Vellinger, can't get it done. White flag coming up for Bob Worthington. Here comes Bobby down the front. He's your leader. Then you have Adams, Hendershot, Vellinger, Tanner Senior, and Dupovic. Worthington down the back, stretches it out a little bit. Art Adams, then Mike Hendershot, Gary Vellinger, Tim Tanner Sr., and Bill Dupovic. There goes Worthington. He wins it. Adams 2nd, 3rd is Hendershot, 4th is Vellinger, 5th Tanner Sr., then the XL1.
Mandy needle. Right at the hole.
Slides up. Oh, yeah, too hard. Trying to play the bank off. Ricky Giannino, the driver of the W1.
Yo, you gotta give him a golf clap out there, guys.
Golf clap.
Oh. And that's Rick Giannino.
That's easy.
I just want to let you know my car owner says I can't drive, so I might be able to putt. Brakes left, brakes left.
Next up.
I'm glad I made it, so I don't think it's impossible.
Next up, Billy Bauer, driver number 87. See if he can sing one here. Mind you guys, this is for $50. That's 5 10s, 51s, that's $50. Who's next, Pete? Pete, let's see what kind of stroke he's got.
You lean on here and agree. Come on, Tiger,
You fell short.
Wait a minute. He was short. We gotta give him another.
No, he holds the candle here, so he's telling us what to do. Here we go. That don't cut it. So Mickey Cassidy.
Make you try to play the ricochet.
Somebody's got to make it. I made it.
Uh-oh, he's trying to play Let's get Paul Mara.
There he is.
I guess they told me to be next, right? They told me to be next, my brother. Here's the Silver Fox, Pete, and he may have the temperament to sink this baby. A little hill there, huh?
Yeah, Grace 2 inches to the
Talking
left.
about the hill.
To the right.
Right there.
Now Muskowski's giving out tips to tell him how to sink it. Oh, nothing new on there. Now we move to the modifieds, I guess, right?
So you're good
That'll bring up the rock. Let's let the rock come up here.
We did it.
All right, here's the rock.
2 inches to the left. To the right.
Here's the kid. He's hit everything but the lottery here. Let's see if he can hit this. All right, now the rock's going to try and help him out and level off the thing. Whoa, what do you call that, Bill?
No, I missed it.
He's trying to help Billy the Kid out. Look at this. He looks like he's played before. Here we go. Miniature golf. Get the play. Who we got next, Pete?
Well, we hit the flag. Rick Rothfeld.
Could be a second round here.
Second round. That's the first one.
All right, here's Rick Rothfeld. Rick plays some miniature golf before he's coming back. There we go.
He stands up.
Al stands off the green this week. Look at Al's lining it up here. Like Al needs some height. Look at the fans screaming for Al Cheney.
Whoa!
Look at you. Come on, Tiger. Tony the Tiger.
Story of my life.
Never else.
Usually I hit 2-1. My baby. Oh, there you go.
Six Air Street Stock guys. Duker and Mangello, NES 2000. Thank you.
Joey.
Okay, here we go. Spider Jr. is our #1 driver. There's a Spider and Zinger one. Then we have dodging to the podium to 6. Then we have Keith Foster Rocks, 37K. Then we have this little one from Lindsay, and that has a number 7 on it, I think. Go Larry Reed, the Larry Reed Fan Club number 22 right here. Then we have Sleepy Hollow Racing, FNL motor. Then we have Ryan Go Down. Go Ryan Go Down, good luck. And then we have Go Big Chuck in the 28, and then we have another 28 banner right here. All right. Then Be Cozy with Cozon. New Egypt Speedway Victory Lane. It's got Ron John Cozon. That's pretty cool. Then we have another Ron John Cozon, Lee Taylor Jr. Has the pictures on it all autographed. And then we have the L car of Doug Lydell, this one right here. Then we have the Rock and Carol Whitehouse, Rocco and Fonnie right here, New Egypt Speedway, real neat. Then we have Matt Papiez represented right here. Hang in there, Daddy. This is Larry Archer's daughter. Get the monkey off your back and leave him in the dust, it says. Another Larry Archer, Ron John Cozon right here. And if you're a street stock driver, you need to be making your way to the pits right now. Then we have another Lee Taylor Jr. banner. And then another Ron John Cozon, and that's the kids. So judges, pay attention to that side. We move to the big side. We flushed the competition, Bobby Drayton right here. And the Sportsman King, Ron John Cozon right there. Then we have Big Al Cheney, New Egypt Speedway's VIP. Dave Colonia in the 13C. Then we go down here to Mighty Matt Pappy. 37K in the 37K racing team. Then we have a Kenny Brightbolt banner down here. We're hauling, and you can use that on your own terms, but I know what that means. Jimmy Hewitt, smell the victory right here. And then charging Chuck Fresh, another one for him. This is the adult side. So now I'll let my judges decide who the top three are, and then we'll break it. Sit down in front. List for this side. It's Saturday. We'll be here till Sunday. The three finalists, they will tell me in my ear. I will walk over to them, and I will pull them aside. They will remain. All right, Pete, help me out. All right, here's one of the finalists. She stays. Right here, you can do that. And you keep off the rock right there. There's all the rest of you have to stay on your British third. Who finished third, Pete? You get a New Egypt Speedway t-shirt and a Pepsi lunchbox. That's third place. Who was it? Mandy will make sure that you get it. Third place is right here, Sleepy Hollow Racing. You both get the same prize, okay? Second place is a New Egypt sweatshirt. The Chuck Flesh right here, 28 is second. First prize for the Game Boy is right here, Geek Rocks. They get the Game Boy. Let's hear it for all three of these guys. They win their prizes. Maybe I'll make sure that you guys get the prizes. All these banners are homemade. All these banners are homemade by these people. And I think they've done a wonderful job in making these banners. All right, our first finalist is the 28 Flesh Racing. That's one of the finalists. Our next finalist. Our second finalist right here. Right here. One of our finalists. All the rest of you can stay out. We appreciate you making your banners. Thank you very much. You three stay. All right, now we'll go back from 3 to 1. We'll do third, second, and first place. A cooler and third place is Bellinger Racing to number 11. All right, second prize. What do they get, Pete? Sweatshirts? They get Pepsi sweatshirts. Second prize is Keith Foster, 37K. Keller TV. They get Pepsi sweatshirts. They're your top three in the adult category. Waiting for the Pistol Peanut Diamond Suite all the way down.
Here they come off of turn number 4. Ken Snook and Art Avery lead them down the front. Pair of local drivers from New Egypt as Avery jumps out to the early lead, but Falco takes second. Now Brian Wagner around Snook and in the third. Mangello the fourth. Evan Berardi, who started 10th, is up to 5th in the 00 as they complete lap number 1. Out into turn number 1. Out of 2 down the back, Avery Bufalco, Brian Wagner, Evan Berardi in 4th now, and Steve Mongello 5th as they race into 3 and 4. Avery leads them off of 4. Berardi makes it 3 wide down the front. Evan Berardi squeezes in a second. Now Avery out of shape into the infield. Berardi's your new leader. Avery back under power, but losing a lot of spots. Oh no, Berardi spinning, and Al Cheney's into him. Kim Cook stopping as well. Billy Bowers off the speedway. All right, back to green flag action. 2 laps complete. Art Avery is your leader. Avery bought a real big break when the yellow came out. As the last lap that was scored, he was the leader.
For 2 at TGI Fridays with appetizers and desserts in Tom's Rivers, Cooper Avenue. Cooper Avenue. Thank you, hon. Okay.
Back to green into 1 and 2. Avery again, your leader. Mongello gets by Bufalco for a second. George Quinlan is 4th. He's moving through the pack pretty quick. In that number 10 as he looks under Bufalco, and he'll take 3rd as Mongello charges to the lead. Mongello, Avery, George Quinlan is 3rd. Pat Conaway up from 18th starting spot is 4th. Then it's Spider Enzinger, Brian Wagner, and Ralph Gargiulo. Oh, look out, Avery's in the tractor tire. On the restart, Steve Mongello, George Quinlan, Pat Conaway, Spider Enzinger is right in the middle there between Bufalco and Conaway. Now Enzinger back to 5th as Gargiulo tries to break into the top 5. Mongello leads him off of 4. Down the back into 3, Mongello, Quinlan glued right to his bumper. Oh, heavy contact on the backstretch. Heavy contact, Joel Quick. Green out, 4 laps complete, single file on the restart. Mongello, Quinlan, and Pat Conaway racing ahead of the field. Ralph Gargiulo right behind. Then Billy Bowers moving to 5th. Bauer a winner here last week. Right front cover came out of Billy Bowers' wheel. That could cause some problems. Have to keep an eye on that. Quinlan, Conaway, Mongello back to 3rd as Quinlan and Conaway got underneath him in turns 1 and 2. Quinlan, now your leader, the 1999 Street Stock, New Egypt Street Stock champion, right on his bumper down the backstretch. Conaway had to win the Conti to get into this event. He's right on Quinlan as they come off of 4. Mongello 3rd, then Gargiulo, Bauer and Monjo battling for 5th. Bill Gerber is 7th. Rich Page 8th, then Brian Reed and Brian Wagner. Quinlan lapping Rich Ravita into turn number 3. Now Joel Quick just ahead of him. Quick able to get that car back out after that heavy hit back there. Quinlan squeezes by Quick into turn number 1. Conaway right behind. Halfway, 7 more laps to go as Quinlan and Conaway nose to tail through 3 and 4. Ken Snook is slowing on the front stretch. Yellow out. Here they come off of turn 4. Green is out. Single file, nose to tail attitude down the back, 5 to go this time when they come by. Quinlan, Conaway, letting him know he's there, right behind off of 4 and down the front. Ralph Gargiulo a close third. Gargiulo has one feature win this year. Conaway now gets underneath him, then the door got closed and he falls back into second. Quinlan able to keep the door closed temporarily there. Now a 2-car length advantage with 4 to go. Gargiulo third, Steve Mongello and Billy Bauer. Oh, door opened up. Bauer drives under Mongello for 4th. He moves up another spot. Every position important in the final point standings between Bauer and Conaway as they continue to run real close together in the points. 3 laps to go for George Quinlan. Conaway's reeled him back in. Oh, Conaway got in a little hot. Got sideways. Now Gargiulo's giving him trouble for second. That may be what Quinlan needed as Gargiulo sneaks under Conaway for second. Billy Bauer is right there as well. Bauer glued to Conaway's bumper for 3rd and 4th. Mongello still 5th, and Monjo and Bill Gerber. White flag this time for George Quinlan off of turn number 4. A lap car right in front of him. Gargiulo and Conaway side by side as Conaway sticks his nose back under Gargiulo. Through turn 1, Conaway takes the 2nd spot back. But now he only has a half a lap to catch the leader. Into 3 and 4, Conaway quickly reels in Quinlan right up to his bumper, but he runs out of time for George Quinlan as he takes the win.
As we get down here with George Quinlan, George, you told me, man, I want to get first. Well, finally you're here. You drove a great race. You held off a determined Pat Conaway, and you weren't coming off the bottom no matter what. And I'll tell you, this got to make you real happy winning your first feature this year. You got to feel real good right now.
Yeah, I feel real good, Nick, and I knew Pat was down there. I figured, as long as I keep it glued to the bottom, I'm going to make him go around the top of me. I seen him stick his door underneath me, and I just wasn't going to give the bottom up that easy because that's the only place that was getting any bite, and I was holding it as tight as I could. But I'm real happy, had a couple of top 3 podium finishes. Now I finally got the monkey off my back, so I'm real happy about it.
There you go. This thing's really fast. We'll go over and talk to Pat Conaway. He finishes 2nd. Pat, you tried every trick in the book. The bottom was the only groove there. That was the only thing you could do. You opened the door a little bit, closed the door on you. Then Gargiulo got on you. You fought back to get that. Almost there, Pat, but you got to feel pretty good with 2nd, just helping you along for defending your championship.
Yeah, that's what we're trying for, Nick. Just trying to peck away at it. George, he raced me clean before. I tried to race him as clean as well, as possible. One groove, tried to let him know I was there. Thought I was next to him a little bit, but probably not. Backed out of it, and then I about lost it over here, and Ralph got under me, and then I said, well, let me just try and get back by Ralph and get back up on George, and made me get a run. I didn't even see the checkered flag. I was kind of concentrating on the groove. Got in the back of Ralph a little bit and almost turned him. I feel bad about that, but we're trying hard, We're just trying hard, and I shouldn't have been back to 3rd. I should have been in the lead, and congratulate George. He deserved it, and Ralph for getting in the top 3. Feels good to keep the money right in our area.
Well, you get an extra $25 from Office Mates because you're the fastest lap award tonight, so you get that. So we'll go over here and talk to Ralph Gargiulo. Ralph, you thought you had that 2nd spot, and then he battled back with you. You wound up on the podium. That's going to make you feel pretty good. Being on the podium is where you want to be. You want 2 more spots, but 3rd ain't bad tonight.
No, it ain't bad. I think I creeped up on Al a little bit. He had misfortunate in there in 4, so we're just creeping along here, trying to get them 2 weeks back that we got stepped out of. So I'm happy.
There you go.
16.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
In a 1 and 2, Wismer sneaks by the front row into the lead, coming off at turn number 2. Oh, Gary Butler's front end broken going down the back, and he slides to a stop in turn 3. Once again, on the complete restart, Wismer goes to the bottom, slides by the front row. Look at Darren McCahey coming out of nowhere. McCahey shoots by 3 different cars. Look out, Rocco Infani and Corey Kymick tangle. Kymick braking and sliding into the infield. Rocco kind of got collected, but he was able to get by and continue on. Now the yellow out. Kymick's Darren McCahey is your leader in the 301. He looked real quick there on that first lap. Wismer, Voss, Bone, and Bittner. Here they come now. McCahey out in the lead. Eddie Bone goes up top and around Voss and Wismer down the back into second. And a yellow, Kenny Hammond in the 16, spinning between turns. Your old sister of modified driver Corey Kymick. Back to racing. Darren McCahey. Wismer falls in behind in second on that bottom groove. Eddie Bone to third, then Voss and Bittner. Bittner squeezes under Voss. Voss almost got around and then somehow saved it there in the 5V. McCahey quickly pulling away from the field down the back. Wismer and Bone second and third, then Bittner, Grosso, Infani, and Keith Hoffman. Barry Voss is next in line, and Willie Osmond 3 wide with Drayton and Tanner Jr. And Tanner Jr. looks like he broke in turn 1.
To tell you what you won, but they're going to go green. Joanne, come over here and see me.
On the restart, McCahey once again takes the lead. Bone gets by Wisner, as does Bittner, Infani, Grosso, and Keith Hoffman. Pouch up on the outside, entering the top 10 at the back there in the number 1. McCahey by 8 car lengths. Then it's Bone. Bittner goes to the high side. Infani. Pouch is on the cushion now in 6th spot as he races around Rick Grosso. Good battle for second shaping up. Bone, Infani, and Bittner all going for it here with Bone holding them off. Pouch still trying to break in the top 5, but he's a little far outside as Keith Hoffman holds on to 5th. And Billy Pouch is into the wall in turn number 1. Wheel breaking off the car.
Let's see what happens.
That's absolutely right. Darren McCahey's had him covered here for the first 6 laps. Green back out. Through 1 and 2. McCahey again pulling away, just walking away from the field down the back. Rocco Infani moves by Eddie Bone on the inside. Rocco's got 2nd spot, and Keith Hoffman's following him through. Inside seems to be a good groove as Keith Hoffman edges ahead of Eddie Bone for 3rd. Bone back to 4th. Willie Osmond and Bittner side by side for 5th. 7th is Rick Grosso. Then it's Steve Moss, Bob Worthington, and Tom Hager. Down the back, McCahey not pulling away this time, and Infani only 2 lengths behind him right there, coming off a 4. Five Hoffman in 3rd. Willie Osmond by Eddie Bone for 4th. Is Osmond again in the front. Eddie Bone and Bittner trying the high side in 5th and 6th. Rick Grosso moves to the inside to try to move underneath both of them. Then Moss, Worthington, and Hager. McCahey trying to pull away from the field except for Infani, who Infani stays right with McCahey as the 2 of them start to open up a little bit on Keith Hoffman. Willie Osmond 4th, Rick Grosso is 5th. Eddie Bone now finds an opening and swaps to the inside groove, and outside not working. Bittner also down the inside now. Rocco Rocco Infani right up to McCahey's bumper, coming off a 4 and down the front to complete lap number 12. Infani right there, catching him in the corners, but then losing him on the straightaways. McCahey really off the throttle in the corner. Infani is right behind him. McCahey has more coming off. Keith Hoffman third. Fourth is the 333 of Osmond. Then Rick Grosso, Eddie Bones, 6th, Steve Moss, 7th. Bittner on the outside again is 8th. Worthington 9th, Hager 10th, Brightbill 11th, and Carberry is 12th. Nip and tuck battle at the front as McCahey continues to hold off Rocco Infani, who's glued right to his bumper. Here's the halfway sign. Cross flags halfway, 15 down, 15 to go. Bittner on the outside trying to get back by Moss for 7th down the backstretch. Brightbill now up on the outside is taking 10th away from Tom Hager. Down the back, McCahey by 2 lengths, backs way off going into 3, and Infani closes back up. Then off of 4, McCahey walks away again. It's McCahey on the straightaways and Infani in the corners. Keith Hoffman third, then Willie Osmond and Rick Grosso. Bittner is back, red. Bittner was getting back by Moss, the left front wheel on Eddie Bones. All right, up to Darren McCahey, off of 4. Green waves on lap 17. Brightbill again tries the outside. The inside is tough. There's no place to pass as they're all down the inside, so Brightbill trying the outside. Down the front, McCahey, Infani, Hoffman, Osmond, and Rick Grosso, the top 5. 6th is Steve Moss. Now Brightbill is 7th. He pulls up alongside of Moss. Bittner is 8th. We got a yellow. Yellow, Kenny Wismer. Back to green. Brightbill, as we thought, jumps to that top groove, trying to find the cushion, as does Bittner, trying to follow him. At the front, McCahey and Infani 2nd, Keith Hoffman 3rd, then Willie Osmond and Rick Grosso. Brightbill takes 6th. Brightbill running the far outside, side by side with Rick Grosso for the 5th spot. Bittner's right on his bumper, running that same groove. Now Brightbill tried to squeeze back in on the inside. There was no room, and he has to jump back to the outside. Now Infani sticks his nose under McCahey through 1 and 2. The door shuts, and he falls right back in behind. Infani saw an opening and tried to capitalize on it. There was nothing there. Brightbill again on the outside. Brightbill is now 5th, and Bittner's coming with him. Through 1 and 2. Brightbill gets a bite off the cushion. He takes 4th from Willie Hoffman. He's side by side with 3rd place Keith Hoffman. Brightbill's on the move with 9 to go. Kenny Brightbill is 4th as Keith Hoffman noses ahead. Infani again looking for something down low. He follows Darren McCahey down. 8 laps to go. 7 this time. Brightbill now gets to the inside in 3rd position. Brightbill runs out to the outside, catches the cushion, looking to go around the front 2. He pulls up next to Rocco Infani down the back. Brightbill swings around Rocco and takes the groove away into 3. Keith Hoffman is 4th, Willie Osmond 5th, Bittner is still 6th. Brightbill way to the outside. McCahey's got plenty coming off. Into turn number 3, Brightbill trying to diamond it, slips back to the inside in 2nd again. Here's the 5 to go sign for Darren McCahey. Brightbill to the outside again. Brightbill way up top near the guardrail. He makes it stick. He's side by side with McCahey into 3. In the 3 and 4, McCahey trying to stay tough. Here they come side by side down the front, 4 to go. McCahey staying stuck, glued to the bottom. Brightbill by a wheel off at 2 and down the back. Brightbill swings it back to the inside groove. Kenny Brightbill is your new leader, 3 to go. McCahey and Fonnie, Keith Hoffman, and Mark Bittner is now 5th using the outside groove. Brightbill with lap traffic coming. Here's the 2 to go sign with Darren McCahey right behind in the 301. Willie Osmond is 6th, Rick Grosso 7th, Steve Moss 8th, Hager is 9th, and Bob Worthington is 10th. Down the back on the white flag this time. Brightbill in the 3 and 4, hugging the bottom now as he's gotten to the front. Here's the white flag for Kenny Brightbill. Infani now underneath McCahey, side by side off at 2. Into the last turn. Brightbill's around the lap car. He's going to win it. Infani can't find a way by McCahey as McCahey will get his career best finish here at New Egypt in 2nd.
Bailey Seamless Gutter HG Associates. Number 19, Kaylee's Corner. Just when you thought there wasn't another groove on the racetrack, the master shows them that there is and shows them how to get to victory lane. We'll talk to Kenny. He'll be out of the car in a minute. He can hear you now, Kenny Brightbill. And Darren McCahey getting the Lightning Lap Award. We'll get Kenny over here and we'll talk to him. Ken, you ran all them laps out there. You knew there was only one groove on the bottom. You had to be thinking you had to go to the top to win this race. Ken, you done what you had to do to win it? You went to the top, got the job done. There wasn't nobody else out there but you, buddy. Mark Bittner tried to follow you, but that was the way to go. You weren't going to beat him on the bottom. You had to go to the top.
Well, we were struggling there for a long time, and then finally I changed grooves a little bit and changed here and changed there, and started seeming like it was making a little time, so I just stuck with it, and little by little we got there, so lucky to get there.
Ken, it's got to make you feel pretty good. It's been a while since you sat here, and you rise to the occasion, Ken. I can't say enough about how you change your grooves. You go to the top, you won this race. This got to make you feel pretty good to win here, and hopefully this will start a streak for you.
Well, hopefully just so he starts finishing some races and make some money.
There you go, Kenny Brightbill. This guy will go over here. That goes to Darren McCahey, I believe, the Lightning Lap Award. Darren, you knew that you couldn't come off the bottom. If you come off the bottom, you knew you weren't going to win the race. I mean, he went to a groove that nobody thought was out there. Darren, you drove a heck of a race. You got to feel real good with 2nd right now.
I'm tickled pink. I tell you, this is strange surroundings being up here as long as I've been racing here. This is my first full year, but first time I've been up here is in the top 3, so I'll take it. If he can pass me on the outside, God bless him.
There you go. Darren McCahey finishes 2nd. We're over here with the Rock. Rock, man, I'll tell you, you guys were putting on a heck of a battle there. He wasn't making any mistakes, and you had to be pretty surprised when you seen Brightbill go around the top of you guys. Nobody thought there was a groove up there. He showed you there was one, but you guys were obviously set up for the bottom.
Yeah, we were working the bottom pretty good. The way my car was working tonight, you know, Darren, I try getting around him, but, you know, you can't hit a guy to get around a guy. And one time I just bumped him, let him know I was there. I definitely was faster getting into 1 and 2 and getting out of 2. And we were both the same speed going through 3 and 4. But, you know, Brightbill comes up there on the outside like that and he just cuts in front of you. You know, one day, some guy's not going to lift. And, you know, I hate racing like this. It's not a race.
There you go. That's Rocco. He finishes 3rd.
Coming out of pole sitter Rob Pfister as he leads them out of turn number 2. On the back, Keith Foster in the 37K, moving around to the outside. Foster gets out of the smoke screen. He'll lead lap number 1. Oh, contact off of 4. Keith Fleming and Chris Wasson made contact. We're able to keep going, but Ryan Godown is very slow on the front chute. And Godown stopping the Venus tile and marble number 26 here just past the grandstands, all ready for the kids to paint. Yes, the kids can grab a paintbrush and show their artistic talents as they paint Adam Gooker's car, which will be numbered 97, and he picked out of a hat last week. Green is out. Through 1 and 2, down the back, Keith Foster is your leader. Kessler's on the move. He pulls up between Swain and Carpenter, making it 3 wide. We got a wheel off in turn 2. Red out. Wheel is off the cement support. Down the back, in the lead. Now goes jumping Jack Swain in the 42 as he pulls by Keith Foster. Jeff Carpenter trying that outside group. Dave Hoffman and Mickey Kessler, your top 5. Down the back, it's Swain, Carpenter. Kessler jumps up to the outside, trying to follow Carpenter by Keith Foster. Dave Hoffman is 5th. Chuck Flesh moves up to 6th in the 28. That's J.C. Mears, Tomasco, Ely, and Wasson. Turn number 3 and 4. Swain on the bottom. Jeff Carpenter on the outside. Down the back. Swain and Carpenter side by side through 3 and 4. Swain will lead lap number 6 by maybe a wheel. Carpenter side by side on the outside. And it's Keith Foster. Oh, Mickey Kessler gets a great bite. He runs up behind Carpenter down the back to take 2nd behind Carpenter. They both work by Jack Swain. Kessler now sliding through the middle. He takes the lead to complete lap number 7. Kessler. Again, Carpenter and Swain side by side for 2nd, but Kessler's your new leader. Foster is 4th, then Dave Hoffman. Flesh, Mears, Lyons, Toth, and Ely, your top 10. Kozan about to break into the top 10. And we got a yellow. Here you go, and bring up your transponder here. All right, Kessler chooses the outside groove on the restart. Here they come. Green is out. In the 1 and 2, Kessler likes that outside groove, and he makes it stick going down the back. Carpenter hanging tough on the inside. Real tight racing back in the pack. Now Carpenter by half a car length. He makes it a car length going down the back ahead of Kessler, but Jack Swain is right there as well. Foster is 4th, then Dave Hoffman is 5th. Flesh, Ely, Mears, Toth, and Lyons, the top 10. Kessler again, wheel-to-wheel, side-by-side with Jeff Carpenter as they continue to go around the track side-by-side. This will be halfway now. Cross flags halfway, 10 down, 10 to go. Down the back, Carpenter. Kessler again pulls up on the outside to challenge. Jack Swain is 3rd. Dave Hoffman gets by Foster for 4th. Look out, Brian Ely is in the wall. Yellow out for Brian Ely. It really turns her on. She's always staring at. 2, Kessler again tries the high side, pulling out from the single file and challenges Carpenter going into 3. Carpenter on the inside, Kessler on the outside, side by side down the front. Jack Swain is 3rd, 4th is our rookie champion Dave Hoffman in the 6X. Ryan Godown is the fast car on the track as he pulls into the top 5 now. Godown, after stopping early in the race, has come back like gangbusters on this track and has moved into 5th position. Foster 6th and Flash Toad Lyons and Ron John Kozan. 13 left. Look out! Ron John is sideways and somehow he got... Yellow is out. Green out with 7 laps to go. Godown goes to the high side. Through 1 and 2, Godown challenges Dave Hoffman down the back as they run side by side for 4th. Kessler up to the top in the lead here. Carpenter's got the door open. Carpenter trying to stick the car back under him, running inside group. Swain's following. Godown is 4th and Godown is around Swain and into 3rd. 5 to go sign. This time Godown drops to the inside, reels in. Carpenter now jumps back to the outside. Godown run the exact same groove that Kenny Brightbill ran. He catches the cushion. He races around Carpenter into 2nd. Ryan Godown takes over 2nd. He's down on the bottom and Kessler's already up top. Godown right up to his bumper at the 4 to go sign. Godown off at turn 2, reels in Kessler, who's already there, but he runs the inside in 3 and 4. Here he goes to the bottom. Godown low, Kessler outside. Here they come, side by side, off at turn number 4. Godown and Kessler in tight quarters. Kessler drops back to the bottom, puts the car back underneath him. Godown, though, guesses a cushion and races ahead of him down the back. Ryan Godown is your new leader off of turn number 4 down the front. Down to back into turn number 3. Godown stretching the lead over Mickey Kessler. Here's the white flag for Ryan Godown. Jeb Carpenter 3rd, then the 42 is Swain, and the 89, and Mike Toth is now fast. 89 is going to go back 2 spots for jumping the start there in that last restart, so he's not in the top 5. Here's the checkered flag for Ryan Godown.
You're on, and he is on. This is a sweep for him this weekend. Let me ask you a question, pal. When you got that flat, you were out here enough time to know that the bottom groove was taken. Everybody was hogging that. You knew you had to go to the top and do what you had to do. I've watched you race a few times. You make adjustments very well. I don't know if somebody's telling you or signaling you, but you weren't going to get them on the bottom. You knew you had to go to the top, and coming all the way from the back after a flat, you got to feel real good. This is a sweep. You told me your first time ever. You got to feel real good, and you got a big party next week. It's going to be even bigger, ain't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, in the beginning of the race here, my brother came down to me in staging lane and said Bright Bill was running high in 1 and 2 and low in 3 and 4. And I got out there, it looked like it was real slick in 3 and 4, but it was a lot up top in 1 and 2. But we got that flat. Looked like Yellow came out, and Mike Toad just, he just checked up real, and I got into him right front. And I seriously didn't think we were coming back out before the green came out, but my crew did a heck of a job. I got to top my hat to my crew tonight. They worked on this, changing this car over from the heat race, and it was great. I mean, I had Phil Erickson, he's the man. I mean, all my sponsors here. It's sweep a weekend, that's like a dream come true. You don't get too many experiences like that, but it's like take my father up there watching over me. Just it was a great feeling, you know what I mean, Nick? Thank you.
Well, when you got a guardian angel, it's hard to lose. And I got to tell you, this is a different car. This is not the car he drives on Friday nights. So guess what? He's got 2 fast race cars. Watch out. He's coming. Let's go over here and talk to the second place guy. Well, Mick, I guess when he got around you on the top side, you decided, hey, man, there might be something up there, so you decided to switch up a little bit. You guys are putting on a good race. It's a real good racetrack when it's like that because it makes for good racing. I think it puts the driver back in the equation. You don't have to have a lot of horsepower. You got to know how to finesse it, and Mick, you're one of the best at finessing it right now. Second ain't bad.
Yeah, we all talk about it in the pits, and we're all hating the track and how it really looks, but you're right. You got to drive the race car when you're out there, and it does make it for better racing. And the 3 of us, you know, me and Jeff, we had a heck of a race going. I didn't know which side of the top or bottom, which one to run, and he kind of forced me up to the top, and I kind of liked it up there. And I didn't even see Ryan coming.
There you go. Let's go over here and talk to this guy. First year in the Sportsman car. Jeff, you were holding off the best of the best, but you're no stranger to victory lane. You won a lot of races in the street stock here. You got to feel pretty good, man. You were running real good with the best of the best here, and you finished 3rd. But you held up for a long time leading this race. Your day's coming. You got to feel real good right now.
Well, I hope it will get here sooner or later. We've been working on this car a lot. We've been changing a lot of things. I got to get used to it. I like to congratulate Ryan Godown, Mickey Kessler. We had a great run. It was fun out there racing with them guys. I got the lead on the outside, and I thought I was pretty good, and I seen Mickey come on the inside, so on the next restart I said I better stay at the bottom, and I thought I had a good run. Maybe I could beat Mickey at the end. We wasn't sure, but when Ryan Godown come through the middle and he took the lead, I knew I just had to settle for 3rd tonight.
There you go. That's Jeff Carpenter. Let's hear for Ryan Godown, Mickey Kessler, and Jeff Carpenter. The Fast Lap Award goes to Ryan Godown, I believe.